My name is Dr. Pecoraro. I'm a chiropractor in Scotch Plains, New Jersey. And the title of this video is The Evolution of God. But it's not God that really evolves. It's our idea of God. God, the Christian God, always was, always will be, and always remains the same. But our idea of God changes. Now, between the time of Adam and Abraham, the idea of God had changed to be a God of, not a God, but gods that would punish you if you were bad and reward you if you were good. So you always had to appease the gods with this or that or the other thing. That's basically the pagan way. Now comes the Old Testament, where God reveals himself to the Jewish people first through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And here, God knows that the people are used to this idea of a tyrant type of God that punishes and rewards. And you see this in the New Testament as you read it, because many times God will refer to himself as an angry God, a jealous God, this kind of thing. So even though he's trying to reveal himself as the love that he really is, he has to temper it with this kind of stuff because it's the only way they could understand it. They weren't really ready for the whole thing. It wasn't until Jesus comes and reveals God in the true sense, that God is love, and God really wants to give everybody everything that he has, and he has everything. But we turn our backs on him, and therefore we don't get it. So it'd be like a parent saying to the child, God being the parent and the child being us, I want to give you a car. And the child saying, then I have to obey all these stupid rules. I got to stop at stop signs and not go through red lights and go to speed limit. I'd rather not have the stupid car. That's basically what we're saying to God all the time. He's trying to give us things, we're fighting him on it. We just don't want it. And since the original sin of Adam, we have a tendency to think of God in this role as a tyrant, somebody that punishes if you're bad and gives good things if you're good. But it's not really that way. He wants to give us everything, and we just keep turning our back on it. So it feels like we're being punished. Now, I don't want to give you the impression that if you don't turn your back on God, everything's going to be fine. And it will be eventually once you get to heaven. But in this world, you still can have suffering. And that's because we can't totally accept God in this world, no matter how hard we try, because we're not perfect. But once we die and go to heaven, then that's a different story, right? So we will have, in the midst of that suffering, though, what's called joy, which is an inner contentment. But that's only if you keep your eyes on God and try to do everything, take everything that he's willing to give you with whatever things you have to do in order to get them, which would be like keeping the commandments and those kind of things. So I'm bringing you this information, and you should really think about it yourself, because this requires a lot of thought. But think about what I'm saying, and think if it doesn't really make sense to you. Because even in the Bible it says that God is love, and this will help you understand why it seems like you're punished sometimes, even though he's a love. Thank you.